a project today on the steering column. I want to get that painted up. Oh, let me point out my new windshield. Got that put in yesterday. Nice. That's one step towards getting the cab kind of closed up. I got a new tumbler switch here. I'm going to change that so that that's nice. That'll go on after I paint. And part of that is I'm going to pull the steering wheel off, the signal lever and the shifting lever, and the hazard switch down here. Let me get that pulled out. But anyhow, I want to get the steering column painted while I'm in here. So that's my project for the day. And we'll get started on this. I gotta pull the signal switch all the way out so I can get to the tumbler. So I gotta get this out of the way so I can get to the screw that holds the switch in there. And this, there should be enough slack in the wire to pull that out. That's the guy right there. There it is. Now that I have that out, just going to set it aside for now. Tuck that back in just for a little bit. Now while I have this stripped down, I'm going to clean this all up. I'm going to wash it down, scrub it up, and get some paint on there. I'm going to spray on some degreaser. I'll use some real degreaser before I paint, but I want to get any of the actual grease off of here. I need to get a little scrub brush. All right, I'll get some sandpaper now. Happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and mask everything off around it. Just going to use some plastic, tape it up. And I'll wipe it down with some degreaser, make sure I didn't get any weird stuff off my rag and my fingers and all the other oils that are here. Then I'll shoot some self-etching primer on here. There's some bare metal. And then we'll throw on our semi-gloss black and button her back up. Bunch of paint from getting all over everything else that I don't need painted. Just using a rattle can, so it shouldn't get too out of control. But you never know. All right, I'll wipe her down, and I like to use regular wax and grease remover, not just a cleaner stuff. But this will take any oils that I might have got off my hands. sucks when you're painting something like this and you get fish eyes, and then you gotta go back and start all over. Well, I don't see any fish eyes. I'm going to put a couple of light coats of this on. Okay, I'll let that dry for a few minutes and I'll put some more on. Okay, let that dry and pull all the tape off and reassemble it. While that's drying, I'll clean these up a little bit to put back in later while I'm waiting. All right, well, this is dry enough to the touch where I can peel the masking off without screwing anything up. I didn't get black paint all over my fresh white paint. That's a bonus. All right, and here's my new key and tumbler. Yeah, it works. All right, so I pulled this one out in that position. Which I think was like that. Nice. And I'll put my, oh, that's not it. Where'd you go, fella? Oh, I know where you're at. We'll put that one back in. And my little ratchet. There you are. Run that anchor bolt back in there. I don't know what else you call that. So that's it. And then now we can reassemble the signal. Okay. And then we'll throw my, all right, we're putting this in. That's better. Okay. Now it's still a little tacky, so I'm a little leery to put my shifter lever and stuff in, but I probably could put my plate back in. Oh, that's right. This goes first. Thank you. Okay. And then my ring. I'll run this down far enough to set that clip, ring, whatever you want to call that. Clip ring, okay. That is secured. Well, I'm going to let this dry a little bit more, then I'll get the rest of the stuff put together. But I'm going to clean up the steering wheel while I got it off a little bit, and the hazard button, get that cleaned up, and then we can get the rest of it assembled. All right, I'm going to start with this hazard button. It's the most awkward thing I got to put in, I think. Okay, then we'll throw this shifter lever in, maybe there. Pin went in real easy. I gotta throw this cover. I think I got that on all the way. Looks like it. All right, now steering wheel. Now these, if your steering's set up right, nothing's been all messed up, there's alignment marks on your column and your wheel. So I can put that on there where it belongs. Then we'll throw all these goodies in here. Notch goes to the top for the centered, for the horn button to line up on. I disconnected my horn before I started this, so it's not honking every time I'm messing with this, because it would. Time you bump it or bump a screw or now I just need the horn button. I almost forgot to put the horn or the steering wheel nut on. That'd been bad. Okay. There. Okay. Now it looks finished. Okay. There. Bring you around and show you. Okay. Like new. I do need a new button. This one here is ugly. Unless I can come up with something else to throw in there. But the main thing I wanted to do was replace the ignition tumbler, lock, key, switch. And in doing that, it gave me the opportunity to clean all this up, freshen it up, kind of restore it. So anyhow, well, this is a pretty easy job. If I would have had all my tools gathered up, I would have been done a long time ago. I had to make a run to town. I had to gather up tools and parts. I had to make a compression tool to pull that little lock ring off that lock plate. So that slowed me down. Had to find my key tumbler. It was in a box of parts that I bought 6 months ago. I had to dig through and find it. And steel wool, and then clean sand and paint the column. But other than that, I think, like I say, I think it was maybe 3 hours of project, if I all together. So anyhow, I'm happy with how it turned out. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you haven't, please subscribe, and we'll catch up with you later. Bye.